Hello, everyone. This is Phantom.
I'm the old hairy rat.
And Nick.
We still haven't let him out of his hole yet.
It's alright, come on, I'll pull you up.
Oh, last thing I heard is it puts the lotion in the basket or it gets the hose again.
Can we pull him?
I don't know, bad read.
Okay.
Anyway, hi everybody, welcome to the Pocket of Useless Knowledge. I'm that old hairy rat, and we're going to have some art-slash stories of people being terrible to other people the way my children treat me. This is the first one.
Did he please send you cookies down your hole?
I think he came back
I
out with
made the cookies.
Okay, so we're starting off strong today by doing some r/PettyRevenge.
Yay, I'm Betty. I'm Betty Petty.
And our first story comes from that outcast, very weird spelling. But the title is Forgetting Customer Names with forgetting around quotation marks. I recently started doing this to entitle customers who berate me over the phone and who don't seem to understand that their little piddly ass orders doesn't make them the king of the world whenever they call and ask for the status of their orders or tell me they need to speak to my boss. I go, sure, let me look into that. Or yes, let me see if it's available. And end the sentence with, I'm sorry, may I ask I'm speaking to it. For some reason, that drives them up the effing wall. One customer, how can you not know who I am by now? And I just replied, I'm sorry about that, sir. I deal with a lot of customers on a daily basis. Guess that makes them feel as though they're not important. Not really petty revenge there.
Oh, that's petty. Not much about revenge, but it's just petty.
Yeah, the heavy on the petty, light on the revenge. Yeah. Revenge implies you have to do something bad to somebody, I would think.
That's just petty.
Next up from the pantry, because we forgot to let him out again, is Fragger.
So, this one's from Mystic Darkfire, and their neighbor is a complete asshole to me and his own family, so I do little annoying things. See, this is more...
That's more like that, my thing.
First, he yells at his family, screams and throws stuff, threatens his 4-year-old daughter, who yells back.
Okay.
He hasn't hit them as far as I know. He does work out outside on gym equipment that is not meant to be outside, and it's rusty.
Ew.
And by the way, I'm heavily repeating this because Godzilla would have a heart attack.
What?
So, when I see him out there, he does sexual gestures and motions and smirks at me. I avoid being visible to him just because of it.
Okay.
You know, I can't even hold myself.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
You have boobs.
It's so odd. He has his own daughter and everything.
Yeah.
He has his friends over to watch football, and because the driveway is steep, his friends park outside his house and block us in. So I went there with seed and threw it all over his friends' cars. I'm in Australia, and lots of cockatoos and galas come and shit where they eat. He drinks and has his music playing till 3 a.m. So how they have a hangover in the morning, but the wife and kids aren't home. At 6 a.m. I point my speakers at his house and turn the high-pitched dog whistle out just enough to hear it. Then I hear them yelling, "What's that ringing noise? Lock!" They start screaming and leave with their shit-covered cars.
That's petty revenge.
That's petty
That's
revenge.
very rich. That was very difficult to read.
Was it written by a dyslexic Australian?
It's,
Okay.
We're not sure.
Getting close to the 9.
You know, that reminds me of an asshole neighbor we used to have. One time, last summer, I was sleeping in my room, and my room faces the road. And our neighbors love to throw parties with bonfires, drinking, you know, the usual stuff. And one of their neighbors has a male organ extender car that he likes to rev up and race down our road at 1, 2 a.m. So this night, I was trying to sleep and they started to drunkenly start singing, and it was really bad. If I remember right, you had to go out and yell at them about how loud and noisy they were if they were trying to sleep.
I've done that. But I'm confrontational.
I'm not. I'm squishy. I'm very squishy.
This one time, when I was living in the town next to us, like the first year after you were born, we lived kind of catty corner away from the town council, the town hall, and we were next door to a parking lot. The parking lot was across the street from town.
I see it,
So
yeah.
they had some sort of late meeting, and there was these two town council members in the parking lot at like 10:30 at night having an argument 10 feet away from my 8-month-old daughter's bedroom window. I did go outside and just, hello! What?
Let it be known.
Excuse me! What? Could you tell me why you're screaming outside my daughter's window? It's 10:30 at night. You woke her up. I just got her back to sleep. You wake her up again and get the cops down here. I don't give a fuck who you are!
For reference, our dad used to play football and he was in the Air Force. He just gives off a word that says, "Don't mess with me, you will regret it."
I enjoyed being confrontational, but that was a fun one. That was a fun one.
Did they scurry off?
Yeah. There was some lady in a pantsuit, kind of like a Hillary wannabe looking biatch. Who would want to look like that, right? All right, this PettyRevenge from Curious Celebration 8. Talk behind my back. Don't you dare come running to me for help. Huh, I say that. Hey, petty people. Sorry. I was just reminded of this thing that happened a few years ago during COVID. Essentially, I had this ex-friend at the time who I distanced myself from because she was talking shit behind my back. I never actually confronted her about it, but just distanced myself perfectly. She would occasionally text me once in a while, and I would give a very dry response back. We were both in the same university class together at the time. It was during COVID, so it was fully online. And we had a long final exam to do online. Since the exam was virtual, it was made to be a lot more complex. Oh, how I loved it, getting a text from her in the early morning before the submission deadline, desperately asking me for help with my answers to certain questions. I just didn't reply and gave her a lame excuse afterwards. But I could just imagine all her stressed out and squirming, desperate for answers. Too bad. Guess you should have studied harder. Not my problem. Yeah, you talk behind someone's back and then have the first question you keep on. Anyway, responses from, writer. Taylor, this is the best answer I can give you. Don't talk shit behind someone's back and then expect help from them. Have fun with your own test, then block her. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. And Buckland says, it depends on who she said it to, because if it was a large group, you know, out the person that told you, but if that wasn't I wouldn't have forwarded the text. I think that would be a step above PettyRevenge. I'm not saying it would get worded. I think petty, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, yeah, that's good. You don't help people who do that.
I mean, I already told my PettyRevenge story, the postcard. I don't think I have too many stories. Oh, yes I do. I have another good PettyRevenge story. So, I've been working at the same job for almost 6 years now, and we go through managers, like people go through tissues, basically. And we had this one manager named R who did not like me. And, you know, that's fine. I didn't like her back. She was the B word, basically. So one day we were very busy, and she told me there had to be a propane exchange. So I take the key to the propane thing, and I go out, take the tanks and switch them, and then I go back in. I don't see her. And she doesn't even bother to ask me about the keys. So I keep the keys for a good 30 minutes before she comes up to me and demands them back. And I just said, well, you didn't bother to ask me for them back, and I couldn't find you. I'm sorry it took you that long to come get them.
That's PettyRevenge.
For me, it was at the time. I mean, if you ever met her, you would understand why I did that, but she did not like me very much.
That's not really revenge.
I don't know if that's more maliciousness on my part. I always get the two confused.
I just was thinking of one, and I just lost it. Oh, one that I did was pretty horrific.
One police who was one whoever the cookie asked. Sorry. Oh, test.
It's gone.
Sorry about that, Chief.
Oh! It's back.
Oh,
I don't know. Do you want to hear?
yeah.
It's very horrific. Do it. It's extremely petty. I was in high school. Okay? And me and my girlfriend were on a date, and we started making out, and we were necking and whatever, and honest to goodness, I accidentally gave her a hickey. Okay? And she was very upset about it because her mother was very upset. I understand. So, Monday morning, I'm at school. I'm a senior in high school, and I see that my girlfriend M is wearing this very lovely like Oriental design like blouse with a very high collar. Okay.
Can't imagine why, folks.
And I'm at my locker, and my buddy Kevin comes up to me, and he says, "Hey, what's going on with your girlfriend?" Yeah. Funny. I was talking on the street. And I told him, I said, "Oh, I accidentally gave her a hickey, and she's mad at me." But here's the thing. As I was telling my friend Kay that, my other friend Jay was walking past us and walked by my locker, and he heard me talking to Kay, and he was on his way to a class with my girlfriend M, and he sat behind her and spent the entire class busting her calzones. So now my girlfriend is all ticked off at me, thinking I'm bragging around the school that I gave her a hickey. Why would anyone do that anyway, right? And so that night,
Oh, God.
my friend Pete and I, along with his sister Kay and her friend E, go for a ride. Drive over to the city called the Rib, to my friend Jay's house. Me and P go upstairs. We have duct tape and some rope. We open up the door to his house and just walk in. His mom's sitting there. They say, "Hi, Mrs. D. We're here for Jay." She goes, "Oh, he's in the other room." We walk by him. He's lying on the carpet, propped up on his elbows, watching TV. He kind of turns over, he goes, "Hey, what's up?" I dove, standing right on top of him. My buddy Pete came, wrapped the rope around his feet. We tied it around his neck with duct tape over his mouth. Pete threw him over his shoulder. We started walking out. I opened the door. Pete walked out. Jay's mother looks up and says, "Don't be too late, boys."
What did you do to this guy?
So we took him down to the car. We threw him in the back seat with the two girls we had brought along. Okay, and we were driving around. He said, "Jim, this is your night. I'm Jay. This is your night. We're gonna take care of you. We know that you are a big V. These two young ladies have volunteered to take care of that situation. But you don't look presentable. So first, we need to shave you." Blue plastic disposable razor, and we shaved his beard off. dry in the back seat of a car that was moving. We then went to the school where we all went to. We dragged him out of the car, pulled his pants down around his ankles, and we rang the doorbell outside his residence.
Oh, no.
And we left him there. I told you, he got my girlfriend. Is that PettyRevenge?
No, that is pro.
That's not pro revenge.
It's not wrong.
That's family.
We waited about 5 minutes. We bent back. He was still lying down. The priest never answered the door, so we put him back in the car. He gave us some beer. We took the. We untied him.
You ought to consider kidnapping like he didn't
The
stand
last
up.
time I did anything.
Yeah, but you know what? He's still a fuck this piece of Because not only am I willing to retaliate, I'm crazy.
Yeah, we have proof of that. Because you went off on a small tangent, we have time for one more story.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
Everybody had 3. How can we do that? No, that's good. Let's call it here.
Okie dokie, artichokes. That means you have to go back into your hole.
I do, but I have cookies, so I'm happy.
Okay.
No, I don't. Who took my cookies?
Grab your head.